I think I have more bags than my wife and daughter combined. Take the popcorn because this would be very long video. I already had like 8 bags and yesterday I got additional 2. And you may ask why? Because I want to find the perfect bag, which of course does not exist. So there is one bag for every occasion. And most of my bags are either related to my video work or to my travel, which is usually also related with photos and video. So let's go through all the bags and why I have them and if I can recommend them. I bought all these bags with my own money, so anything of this is sponsored and all the opinions are my own. This video is rather not a review of each of these bags, but rather I think will give you the idea if these bags are useful for travel and what you can fit inside of each of them. And I do few different kinds of travel. I guess the most restrictive one is the cheap airlines travel. So they allow either one personal bag, which is something like this one, my new Osprey, or they allow such a bag plus really small onboard suitcase. So this goes over your head, this goes under the seat in front of you, and to be able to get this you have to buy, they call it priority or something else in Wizz Air. In Ryanair it's definitely priority, in Wizz Air I'm not sure. And the limitation of the size are 55 by 40 by 20 for this one, and this one is in line with that limitation, and you can put 10 kilos there. For this, it depends. You can still have 10 kilos with Wizz Air. With Ryanair, it is not really stated on their page, I haven't seen it, but for both, it is 40 by 30 by 20 centimeters. Maybe I'll put also inches, but probably Wizz Air and Ryanair are typically European, so you should do metric with them. And for overseas travel, the size was exactly the same, but I think this was limited to 10 kilos or maybe 8, I have to double check. But the small bag was limited to 4 kilos. I think I will also double check this. So for longer distances, usually the weight limit is more restrictive than for these cheap lines, but my experience is that for the international flights, they don't really check the weight and size that much, unless it's obvious it's too big. And for the cheap ones, they sometimes get the tape measure and check you, and if you are out 1 or 2 centimeters, they ask you to pay additional fee. So it's quite important to be in line with them. So I travel with cheap airlines, I travel sometimes with international flights, sometimes we travel by car longer distances, so we are kinda limiting the size of the luggage to not lug a lot. Sometimes we travel closely, so then we take usually more, because you can even keep something on your lap or you can push something under your legs, so then we take more. And I sometimes travel for work with my gear, and also I travel from my home to the studio with my gear usually, so all these bags are used in all these different scenarios. And also some of my bags are just photography related, like I wouldn't take them on a trip, but maybe if I travel somewhere when there is wildlife, I will take that bag as an additional bag. And to be honest, some of these bags have some bags within them. So actually there are like around 20, probably maybe 15 different bags. So we have to go through them. And also I have my 2 notebooks. I have 3 sizes of tablets to show you what you can pack into each of these bags. So maybe get rid of this one. This is basically some generic bag for cheap airlines. It is in line with their size limit. I think the bag alone is between 1 or 2 kilos when it's empty, and for international it had to be 8 kilos. At least with Polish airlines and with the Ryanair and Wizz Air, the limitation is 10 kilos. So actually you can stuff a lot inside, and like to stuff 10 kilos, it's quite hard. So we flew with such bags to Florida last year from Poland, and everyone has such suitcase, and we were kind of fine. Although, first of all, it's very hot in Florida, so we have like 1 jacket per person and maybe 1 sweatshirt, and the rest was just t-shirts, socks and pants, plus some gear like a notebook and stuff like that. So basically I recommend something like that to travel for more than 7 days, or for shorter trips you can pack 2 people with one of these bags, and you should be good to go. If we travel by car, we take something bigger. This is usually only when we fly. There are no special pockets inside. So basically I usually pack my laptop either into the towel or into the sweatshirt or into the jacket or something or into something that is quite soft. So we can move this over. What else? This is my sound bag. This is Orca. I don't remember the model, but I have dedicated video about the sound bag, how I build it, what you can put inside. So it is probably here or maybe here. So Orca is basically only for work when I have dedicated audio recorder, so for something more serious. So I have here Zoom F6, my Daylite TIOS, battery packs, and some accessories like fluffies for the lavs, some spare lavs and stuff like that. So this is basically just an audio bag and nothing else, and it's actually built to be an audio bag, so I doubt you can use it for something else. What else? This is quite important. I use it every day. I will put the names of each bag on the screen, and I will also try to put affiliate links in the description below. And this is basically my everyday carry. And for some reason I forgot the name. This is the 2-liter sling, but what is the company? I don't know. And what I have here is two sets of keys and my car key, which I won't show on the camera for obvious reasons. So basically here you have a keychain or key strap. It's magnetic. And what else? I have a phone. I have my phone. This is iPhone mini 13. I have my Action 5 Pro. A headlamp if we travel, or if I travel and I would be moving outside at night or during the evening, I have the headlamp. If I travel for example, to London or whatever, I don't take it. I have my wallet, some painkillers. I have the selfie stick for the Action 5 and some spare, as you can hear, some spare money. And here there is additional packet which is quite important, and you can actually put iPad mini with a quite bulky protector or folio, and you can still close it. Maybe it is quite tight fit, but you can put it is, and I know it is alpaca 2-liter sling, I hope. What is good, there are no logos on this bag, so I really like no logos stuff. And here is a just open pocket, and I always have my tissues here. So for example, if I'm eating tacos or chicken wings, then I can quite easily get my tissues to clean my hands. So if this would be zipped, it would be kind of annoying, but since it's not zipped, you cannot put anything valuable here, just tissues or stuff like that, maybe a scarf. So that's that, but this is useful for tissues if you are eating outside. So this is my everyday carry, and I take this everywhere whenever we travel. So basically I have the camera, the phone on me. I don't have the tablet on me usually. Usually that travels in another bag, but there is a possibility to put iPad mini. This is mini, the latest mini 7 I think, with quite bulky folio, and there is a room, even the room for the Apple Pencil. So it is really nice. I kind of risked it because I didn't know I can put this with the folio, but I can without the folio. It is less bulky and it's easier to close, and I'm not sure the zippers are YKK, maybe not, but they are kinda waterproof, as you can probably see. So this is the everyday carry, which basically I have on my every trip since I bought it. So I have it at least for half a year, and I can highly recommend this, especially that you can put your iPad there. So yeah, and of course when I travel abroad I usually don't have this headlamp, and then you can put for example small headphones here, or I can have passports inside of this zipped pocket, mine compartment. The problem might be if I upgrade my phone to something bigger, then probably I have to put the phone into this big iPad pocket. So then I won't be able to put iPad here. I do not plan to upgrade the phone, but eventually I would have to buy something newer when this one dies. So going with the size, this is Peak Design 6-liter Sling V2. I also had 5-liter version, which I liked more than this one, but one of the zippers broke, and since Peak Design has lifetime warranty, they exchanged it. So there was not option to swap it for the 5-liter which I have before, so they said I can get this one which I already had, and I negotiated with them, so I got big cube XL version 1 plus one travel cube, which I think was good deal, although I would love to have this older sling, 5-liter sling, because it was, I think, more streamlined. It was a bit fatter, but shorter, so for me it was better. But as every Peak Design bag, they use their own zippers, and actually my zipper broke and there was no way to fix it. So mostly because of that, I do not recommend Peak Design bags, because the zippers fail a lot. I've seen a lot of stories that the zipper failed. Of course, it failed when I traveled. It started raining. I wanted to put my camera into the bag. It was quite tight fit. I pulled the zipper and it broke. And I was with my gear exposed to the rain because the zipper failed. So I do not really recommend Peak Design bags. And I already have them, so I won't sell them, but I cannot recommend Peak Design bags until they change the zippers for something more robust. And this one is the 6-liter Swing V2, I think. And I have here my Micro Four Thirds setup. So there are 3 lenses. There is 17. There is, you have to believe me, there is 9 millimeters there, and there is Olympus OMD EM1 with 45 millimeters, and there is still a lot of room. So lately when I've been to London, I also had my big headphones, which are somewhere here. So these are Sony XM5s, so I was able to push them here, although you have to be kind of cautious not to destroy this memory foam. But as you can see, I can have these headphones there, and when we traveled I took this one, and also I had my iPad mini here. So it's a bit tighter fit, but still I can close it. I risk my zipper for you. So this is the Peak Design Sling 6 liters, so plenty of room. And actually I hope I can also fit here 12 to 100 if I buy it, or maybe 12 to 200. I don't know, I haven't decided yet if I ever get this lens, but if I get the lens for Micro Four Thirds, there is still plenty of room here, as you can see. So I can put some lens here. For sure I can put 75 millimeters f1.8. And you cannot put anything 13 inches here, but I think 11 inches iPad. This is iPad RM2, I think. You can kind of squeeze it. A really tight fit. Really tight fit, but you can put 11-inch iPad, so probably iPad Pro will fit in here too. Not sure you will be able to put it with the Magic Keyboard, but with the Apple portfolio, but with Apple Folio, you can do it with a bit bulkier, with a bulkier protector. You can probably still squeeze it, but then you have to put your camera sideways probably. So that's the Sling 6 liters, which I took lately when we traveled to London for 2 days. I had this one with this setup and it worked well. It was my under the seat luggage, and I had this suitcase for my clothes. And I shared the suitcase with my wife, so you can imagine that we didn't need a lot of stuff. So then I think next is Peak Design Sling 10 liters. It is version 2 also, so it is basically the same bag but bigger. Here I don't have anything, I have my Pocket 3. But basically I can have my full frame camera. This is with 24 to 105, and I can have my I can have my 70 to 200, and I can still close it. And it's not even bulky. So this, whenever I take my full frame camera and I take this bag, I had this bag in States. So basically I had my full frame with this lens, plus I have some other gear here. I think I had my iPad mini here in this pocket So, and of course you have these origami dividers. I have only one, but there are two. So you can arrange your gear however you want, but usually I have something bigger here. So I have one origami to divide the lens from the camera, and I have camera and usually some headphones or stuff like that. So that's that. And what device you can put here? Definitely iPad 11 inches, so I won't even try. And this is iPad Pro 13 inches with the Magic Keyboard. So it can go here easily, although iPad is a bit taller than MacBook Air, for example. So it is taller than this divider. Not sure you can see this, but it's a bit taller than this divider. But there is a lot of room. There is a lot of room around the iPad. This is MacBook Air 13 inches, so this is even better fit because MacBook is shorter, so you can see it is covered by this divider, so it actually fits better this bag. But still, you can have a full frame camera with really big lens. I can put also 80 millimeters f1.4 or 135 there, and it will still fit. So I can have 3 lenses here, and MacBook Air or iPad Pro. And this is bigger. It's empty because I am actually looking at this iPad Pro. I'm monitoring my video on it, but it is bigger than the Magic Keyboard because there is a room for Apple Pencil Pro. So let's see if I can put it here. Yes. So even with this bulkier protector, you can put it here. It sticks out of this pocket, but definitely you can put it here. But of course you have to be kind of cautious not to push your gear against the iPad because you can break it or bend it, especially the iPad Pro, which is really thin. So yeah, I would be kind of cautious. And here there are additional pockets for SD cards and batteries. So I usually have like 3 spare batteries, some SD cards, some cables, card reader and stuff like that. And I think you can actually push MacBook Pro 14 inches here. I will double check this, but I think you can. I'm kind of looking at 14-inch MacBooks, but I don't have one, so I cannot check this. But I think you can put MacBook that size here too. It would be quite tight fit, but it should be possible to do it. Although maybe then you can have less gear inside. Anyway, that's the Peak Design. That's the Peak Design Everyday Sling 10 liters, and the same as for any Peak Design bag. I do not recommend it because of the zippers. Other than that, it is quite nice bag, but the zippers are quite annoying part of it. And I usually wear it like that. And now I have the mic, so I have to adjust the strap a bit. And if I wear it like that for more than 2 hours, my upper part of my back hurts. I'm not used to wear something like that. I prefer backpacks. So usually I either wear it like that in front of me and I can rest my here I have to be kind of cautious about the mic. So I usually rest my hand like that and I'm walking. Yeah, the mic placement is, so I'm walking with my hand on this. Sometimes the strap is shorter, or actually I end up wearing it like that, either like that below my arm, or even like that, and this is less annoying for my back. But still, the slings are not my bread and butter. I can wear a sling. I can wear a sling for like 2 hour stops, and then my back hurts, so I prefer backpacks. And this of course is in line with under the seat travel bag for almost every airline, so this is definitely for the cheap ones. I traveled with this bag to Fuerteventura, I think it was this one, and I traveled with this one to Florida too, as far as I remember. So it is fine for your personal bag. But for example, when we flew to Florida, I think the limitation for the personal bag was 2 kilos. So this was definitely overstuffed because I have full frame camera plus some additional gear here. So it was more than 2 kilos, but they never checked the weight. And for the cheap airlines, this bag can be 10 kilos, or they do not state the limitation actually. So it is kind of iffy for the Ryanair because I haven't seen the weight limitation for the personal bag. For Wizz Air it was also 10 kilos, so you cannot put 10 kilos here unless you just pour lead into it. So that's this one, and I'm kind of willing to replace this with the backpack, and that's why I bought this one. It's brand new, I never wear it. I got it yesterday. I've done like a whole day research about the backpacks which are compatible with the cheap airlines, and this is Osprey. So this is Daylite Expandable Travel Pack 26 plus 6 because you can expand it, but for the cheap airlines you shouldn't expand it because it is like around 20 centimeters, maybe it's like 16 centimeters wide, and they allow 20 centimeters. So when it is expanded, it might be too big, so you have to be kind of cautious. And this one is 43 by I think 33 by 20 centimeters, as far as I remember. Anyway, I will put the measurements because I cannot remember measurements for every of these bags. I will put the measurements on the screen, but basically it is a bit bigger than what is allowed in the cheap airlines, but since it is elastic and soft, you can kind of squeeze it into their measurement device. So that should be okay for the cheap lines as your personal bag. When you travel with just one, if you travel with two, that would be okay too, plus the suitcase, the turquoise one or blue one. So you should be good to go. And why I have chosen this? It was quite cheap, like 80, I paid I think 89 bucks without the tax, and I've seen on Amazon instead it's 83 bucks. So quite cheap for the bag like that, although it is not like the best quality bag. I'm not sure what are the zippers, if they are YKK. If they are YKK, I don't know. It's hard to tell. But this is basically a backpack. You can travel as your only baggage or your only luggage, and you can put your laptop and some camera gear inside, plus your clothes. And it has a two bottle and it has 2 bottle pockets, although they are not very big. I haven't tried my 1 liter bottle, but I think I would be able to squeeze it because the backpack itself is quite elastic and soft. And there are already, I've seen some cons of this backpack. So this is, I can open, it opens like that, which is not ideal for the, photography backpack. But here I have a packing cube, small packing cube from Peak Design. So that's, I said I have some bags within the bags, and this is for clothing, so I can put spare clothes for 2 days. So like t-shirts, pants and socks for 2 days, plus pajamas, and this is enough. This is also expandable, so I can probably squeeze 3 days, but I think maybe not. If I put t-shirts here, it would be just for 2 days, 2 additional days. It depends. If you, for example, has possibility to wash your clothes, then you can travel indefinitely. Or if you wear your t-shirts for 2 days, then you have 2 t-shirts for 4 days. So it all depends. So that's the small Peak Design travel cube, or whatever they call it. It's good for clothing. And another thing here is the Peak Design camera cube. This is the small one, the first version, because now there is also extra small. So maybe extra small would be better for this pack. But I have this one, so it is similar size for this 6-liter bag in terms of the packability. So you can put the full frame camera. I can probably put 70-100 that way, and the full frame camera and some accessories here and some accessories here. I guess I can put here even no 11-inch, no. So only if I want I can put the iPad mini. But maybe I can actually squeeze the other bag here, like this 6 liters here, or I can pretend the 6 liters is my personal bag. Sometimes it is okay, but sometimes not. I never had anyone stopping me for wearing this as my everyday carry, like personal bag. So this is okay for your documents, wallet and stuff like that. It's treated basically as an additional pocket, so no one ever complained, and I travel with this already, I think 4 times by plane, or 3 times. But coming back to this one, there's the small camera cube, and you can have some gear in here, and it is a bit better protected, but it's not really it's not really a camera backpack. I'd say it is mostly for your clothing and laptop. But I don't know if I got different version that I've seen online or what, but of course you can also expand it. So there is additional zipper around the backpack, and now it is bulkier. Maybe it is still within 20 centimeters, like 20, I don't know, it depends how much you stuff it. So maybe even when it is expanded, it would be fine with the cheap airlines, which is actually nice news. But what is my biggest complaint is this pocket or sleeve for the laptop. It is quite padded on the back. There is some stiff foam. So my complaint is that this is MacBook Air M1. If I put it here, you can see, or maybe not, that this is not covered totally by the sleeve. There is also a strap inside, so with the strap you can tighten your laptop. So it's a plus, and actually I can probably have iPad Air and my, for fuck's sake, and my iPad Pro in here, and there is enough room, for both. But this pocket is kinda lousy, I'd say. So I have a MacBook Pro 16 inches, and that was the reason I bought this pack, because you can actually fit this MacBook here, but 1/4 of the MacBook is not protected by this sleeve, as you can see. So that's the really annoying part. I don't know. I think when I've seen this online, this packet was full, like covered the whole laptop, but maybe I'm wrong. But my solution is that I have this cheap thing. I already had it, so it is well padded. It is actually a bit too big for the 16-inch MacBook. They say it is this is built for MacBook Pro, but it's not. It's for also for bigger 16-inch laptops. But as you can maybe see, maybe not, I can kind of squeeze it. It seems it's not, you cannot fit it, but you can. I have pushed it, and since it is, since the MacBook is not till the end of this, you can actually close this. Where is the zipper? So you have to like wear this over, and you can close it with the additional protection for the laptop. The minus is that you got additional weight, but this backpack was kinda cheap compared to any other backpacks, and since I will be using this 3 times a year, maybe 2 times a year, there was no reason to buy something much more expensive. And if I change my MacBook Pro to 14 inches, then it would be even better. I can buy this additional leather sleeve for the MacBook, and probably it will solve the issue with this built-in notebook sleeve, that it does not cover the whole computer. So I don't know how this happens, that I haven't seen in the reviews that this pocket does not cover the whole laptop. I don't know, maybe the reviewers didn't mention it, or maybe there was another version of this pack. But that's my only complaint. But since it's new, I never wear it. I know that the back is quite breathable. So there are some ridges, and there are some ridges on the back, and there is this mesh. So it should be okay. And also you can put this on your suitcase like that. So that's the plus. So I don't know if I can recommend this one. I'm just showing what I got yesterday, because I think it's a good idea for cheap airlines. Air for the International 2, it should be in line with the International 2, although with International sometimes you are really limited with the weight, so you won't be able to put anything substantial here, maybe some clothes. So that's the Osprey Daylite. And I also have this one. This is Peter Mckinnon NOMATIC. I have the version with small cubes. So there are 2 small cubes. There are more dividers. Lately, I mostly use this to travel from home to my studio with some gear. So that's why I don't have a dividers. But also it is too big this is too big for the plane travel. It is over the limit. This could be my overhead luggage, so this additional one, but I prefer the suitcase because it is harder and you can actually pack more into the suitcase than in something like that. If I would travel only for photography or videography, maybe I would take this as my additional one, but still this is very bulky backpack. So when it is stuffed, it's very heavy. I have additional bungees, so I can attach light stand here, an additional bungee here, so I can attach my camera tripod. So it is really good. It is really good backpack for video and photography gear. And there is a big pocket for the laptop, and you can put MacBook Pro 16-inch easily here, although like here on the corner, You can probably see this. Not sure why it is. There is a gorilla on my and my camera tracks the gorilla. So this corner of it's not well protected, I say. Basically, it's protected only by the zipper. So if you bang it, you can damage your MacBook. So you can put 16-inch MacBook here, but it's not really well protected, I say. So I think you have to invest into the sleeve. I think I can push it with this one. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember, but basically this Peter Mckinnon backpack allows it. But this is the smaller version because there is another version of this Peter Mckinnon backpack which is bigger. So probably this other one is even more packable. But for this one, I have a separated video somewhere here. Or here, I can pack 2 cameras with a tripod. So basically I have a setup to record 2 camera videos with the external light, with external power solution, and with 2 mat boxes. And I can put it here. Plus, usually I have some additional small bag, but basically this backpack can have 2 cameras, each camera with 1 lens, with 2 mat boxes, light stand, a camera tripod, and the additional head for the camera tripod. So I'm able to mount 2 cameras. So this is really packable, and I'm talking about full frame and IPS-C camera. So this is really big, but it is too big for plane travel. So I wouldn't travel with this by plane unless this is your main baggage. So then probably you are allowed to have this as your overhead luggage, but it's quite big. And also there is also this pass-through for the suitcase. So maybe if you have a suitcase as a check-in luggage, so maybe that could be your onboard luggage. I'm not 100% sure. You have to check this with your airline because each airlines have different rules. So it all depends. The plus is it stands on its own. So this is really big plus. Before I had Peak Design travel backpack 25 liters, I think it was. I will double check this because I sold it. It was terrible. First of all, the Peak Design was opening on the side, and every time the gear was flowing out because the dividers were horizontal. So that was really stupid design. It was not Peak Design, it was stupid design. So this one is much better, and I have these 2 cubes, and here I can fold this down and I have separate area for clothes. I usually use this for gear only, but with this fold you have to attach it inside so this doesn't move. But you have here some additional pocket, and you can put a lot of clothes here. You can put even your winter jacket here and the beanie or stuff like that, and you should be good to go. Or even winter jacket and a polar, or a thin jacket and a polar. So there's plenty of room. Or you can have some clothes if you travel for like 2 or 3 days. Maybe you can have something here. But I use this mostly for my gear, and when we travel by car, I take this backpack. Usually when we travel farther, so lately we've been to Austria for skiing, and I took this one. One remark is that I took into this pocket, I stuffed the MacBook Pro and iPad, and I think due to this, because it was really tight fit, so I put into this laptop pocket both of the devices, and I think my iPad got its screen scratched. So that's that. So I wouldn't push the two devices into this laptop compartment. But other than that, I'm really happy about this backpack. But again, it's not, I wouldn't wear it probably for longer than 4 hours because my back would explode. It lacks the waist strap, so it only hangs on your shoulders. There is a chest strap, so that helps a bit. But again, if this is packed with the gear, it's like 10 kilos, so I can walk with this 10 kilos for probably, I don't know, 2 hours. So you can see how that looks. It is quite high, so it is not supported by your lumbar, so it's not an ideal for longer walks, like for sightseeing with the backpack. I would choose something else. I haven't bought this because of the Peter Mckinnon name. I kinda avoid this YouTuber stuff, but after viewing a lot of reviews, I've chosen this over the Peak Design travel backpack, and this one is definitely much better. But for longer walks in the mountains, for example, I wouldn't recommend this. At least for me, my back hurts after some time. And this is also new thing. I paid like around $70 for this. This is Osprey chest rig, and I bought it in mind for my forest walks, because sometimes I walk in the forest for like 3 hours, 4 hours, and I usually have one of these slings, and my back hurts when I wear it for a long time. So I kind of wondered if this would help me. So this is basically chest rig, like the military chest rigs. So you wear it somewhere like that. So with the hoodie, it's not that easy to attach, but you wear it like a military chest rig, and you unzip it, and you have a place for your camera. So this A7 IV with 24 to 105, and I can easily put it here, as you can see, and I can easily close it, and it is actually quite nice to wear it. Probably I have to adjust it so it is a bit higher, so it won't push into my stomach. But other than that, I kinda like that idea, because I'm in my natural position. So it is not that with a sling I'm kinda bent like this, so it is an unnatural position for me with a sling. So this does not seem to be bad. But what problems I see here? So here are the adjustments. So I'm not sure if I'm wearing a backpack plus this, if this would be comfortable to wear, because maybe it's actually a good idea. So I can actually wear it with a backpack, and it doesn't collide with the backpack straps. So maybe it is better idea than I thought. Of course, with this, I'm not able to strap my chest strap with a backpack, but I can actually wear it with this one too, although this one collides a bit maybe with these straps from the chest rig. But other than that, it is not bad. Although there are no dividers inside, so it is just one pocket. I bought it mostly in mind for my Micro Four Thirds wildlife setup, which I don't have yet. I have my Olympus AMD EM1, but for wildlife I would probably buy Panasonic G9 II, with 100 to 400, and this won't fit here because Micro Four Thirds 100 to 400 is basically the size of 70 to 200 on full frame, and I can kinda push the lens here, but there is no room for the body anymore. So that would be the same case with 100 to 400 and Micro Four Thirds body. So I can zip it, but I can just zip it the lens itself. So this won't work with my wildlife setup I want to buy. Unfortunately, I haven't checked the size. I've seen what people put here, but it would probably work with my 12 to 400 if I buy it, or 12 to 200 for Micro Four Thirds if I buy it, because they are almost the same size, due to the fact that 12 to 200 is variable aperture. So this is the chest rig. I got it yesterday, so it still has these labels. So maybe I will test it this weekend to see how that works, or maybe next week. It's quite limited. There is one additional pocket here, but it's so small that you really not able to put anything there. Maybe one spare memory card and one battery, and here there is a also small pocket with another small pocket inside. So not sure, you won't even maybe a snack, maybe an energy bar, and that's it. And plus is that zipper seems to be, even though the zipper seems to be kinda weather resistant, it's not rubber, it's a material, but the zippers are kinda covered by this material. That's a plus, additional protection with the rain cover. But my biggest if is what to do with this if it starts raining, because it seems I won't be able to zip my jacket with this on my chest. So I'm not sure. With some of the slings, like this small everyday sling, I can zip my jacket with the sling below the jacket. With this one, I doubt it. So this will be the weird situation. Although I can take it off, zip up the jacket and put it on again. But as you've seen, it is not that easy to put this on. So that's my concern about this. But wearing this seems it is more, I think it's better for my back than any backpack or any sling, especially slings. So this might be actually a good idea to have this bag. And it was like, I noted the price, but it was like maybe $65. I will try to put the price on the screen, and I will try to put the links also into the description. I'm not recommending this one because I haven't used it yet, but for me it might be actually better than any of these slings or backpacks. Because of my back, I sit too much. I sit for last 35 years for 10 hours a day in front of computer, so that's the reason. I do not recommend doing that, but since I've done it, my back kinda sometimes hurts when I wear something unusual like backpacks or slings, and whenever my spine is not in the natural position, which the natural position is like that, as you can see, which is like that, like a primitive humanoid, and basically there is a harness on the back for this. So maybe this would be nice, maybe not. I can already feel my back, so maybe it won't be that great, but I already wear some of these backpacks, so maybe that's the reason. It's not that easy to put on and to take off, and I guess every time you have to kinda adjust the straps. But this chest rig might be a good idea, and if the chest rig works for me and I want something bigger, there are plenty of military chest rigs. they are usually more rectangular in shape. So maybe if I like the chest rig, maybe I would get another bigger chest rig if I need it for my wildlife setup. But this one I have to test this one, and I will let you know within a month or two if this is any good. What else? My doctor bag. This is Sachtler doctor bag number 4, if I'm not mistaken. And here I can have my all 3 cameras, so Sony ZV-E10 Mark II, FX30 and A7 IV, plus all the lenses I've got except 70-200. So here I have 50, 35, 24, 9 millimeters, another 35, 55, 100 and 35, and I can have Sigma. I have some ND filters. That's another bag. So this is the thing with the lenses is a Peak Design medium cube, and this is Peak Design Tech pouch. So I have batteries, spare SD cards, some step-up rings, some cables, wireless mic and stuff like that here. And this is usually here, and here I have my Sekonic C800. It is also almost every time here whenever I take this bag, and you have a separate review about this bag here or here, so you can check it. And yeah, I have to say it is nice bag, although I wouldn't travel with this bag by plane definitely, because you have to check this in, so it's no go. I usually travel with this for like video and photo related work or photo video related fun. So might be some YouTube video, might be when I travel from my home to the studio, or I go to the client, then I will set this up with the setup in mind, like 2 cameras usually and some spare lenses, some spare gear, and you have the separate review, so you can see the separate review about this bag. Basically it is kind of specific bag for client work. I say the biggest plus is you open it, you take the cameras from the bag, you mount them, you can have the whole rig setup in the bag, and that's the case. Usually I have both cameras ready to roll. I take them from the bag, I put them on the tripods, and I'm ready to roll. Plus usually with this I have my audio bag and I'm good to go. So it is quite nice because you can actually go with this bag up the stairs or downstairs, and it is quite nice because it has a additional strap, well padded strap, and you can even put to this bag like 2 FX6s with the lenses, and you should be okay. I bought it used, and the guy used Ursa Mini, with some Cine lenses, so it is really big bag. And what else? It has a LED strip inside, so if you are in the dark you can use this to illuminate. It's quite useful, I have to say. So now it is quite bright from the lights, video lights, but when you are in the dark on set in the corner, it is very useful if you want to find something. So that's the Sachtler Doctor Bag number 4. There are 5 different sizes, so this is almost the biggest. The 5 is even bigger than this one. It depends what cameras you have. I recommend Doctor Bag on set because it is the fastest way to take out your camera, but it all depends. What else? I also have 2 Peli cases. This is 1560 case. It is kinda compliant with some airlines. as a check-in. And of course, inside I have another bag. What a surprise! And this is the Peak Design large camera cube. This is the cube I've got in exchange for broken 5-liter sling, and it is quite useful because here I can have the cube and I can pack some cables and some stuff around it, and this is quite well padded. So, and I also have a cover, additional cover thing, so I can put batteries and cables here, up here. It is quite useful if you travel by car, if you want your gear protected. So definitely I can recommend Peli cases for that, and I can put a lot of gear here. And whenever we travel by car and there is a room in the trunk for such a case, I usually take this one. And I think that's the last one. Maybe I skipped something, I don't know. And this is Peli 1650. It is really big. As you can probably see, it is quite dusty because I haven't used that for a quite long time. And here inside I have a TrekPak insert. So this is insert you cut to size for your gear. You buy this interior, and you have these dividers, so you can, like, they are in the long strips, so you cut them to size. You can do it yourself actually too, and you have these hooks to attach the divider, and it stays in place due to friction. And this setup was for my Blackmagic 6K, which I already sold. But basically I had a camera here with the monitor, additional battery, stuff like that. I can put my Sachtler tripod there with the head detached, and here I got additional camera. Probably I had the medium cube here, and I had the Sony A6600 long time ago, plus some lenses, plus some batteries, plus some stuff. Here it was for 2 monitors, my 7-inch monitor and my Atomos, and here is some stuff. Here was also something, I don't remember really, but I haven't used this a lot lately. But before, it was my setup to record basketball games. So basically I have everything here in one bag or in one case. So I had 2 tripods here, one Sachtler and one photography tripod, and 2 cameras, each with the lens. Do I had mud boxes? I don't remember really, but I think I had also mud boxes. So basically it was ready to roll within 5 minutes. It was maybe not as fast as the doctor bag, but it was kinda similar, and this is a really hardcore case. So probably even if I have a accident with my car, the gear would be safe. So definitely a really nice case, but it is quite big and heavy. And of course both Pelis have wheels and a handle, so it's quite easy to transport them. The wheels are quite okay, so it's quite easy to transport them. But as you can see, they are big, so I usually use them when we traveled somewhere by car and I knew I need some bigger camera setups. So I usually take this one, smaller one, but for some setups but for some setups I have this one, but I don't have the main setup which was in this anymore. It was Blackmagic 6K, but still I can use it to transport something bigger. I can even transport I can even transport lights then if I want, but I haven't. I can definitely use this as a check-in luggage, although it might be oversized, so it depends. Maybe if I have media credentials, then maybe I would be able to check this in. I don't know. I don't have and I don't want media credentials, at least at the moment, so I don't travel with this by plane. I haven't traveled by plane with this either. I know there is a Peli, I think it's a 1520, which is called Air, and the Air is compatible with most of the airlines. These are quite big, although definitely this could be a check-in luggage. You can install the locks here, so I wouldn't probably check any camera gear, but you can do whatever you want. So these are the big Peli cases, and as you can see, this one haven't been used for a long time. So I'm not sure I will do any detailed reviews of these bags. Probably I will do a review of the Osprey if I travel with it, the backpack. I will definitely review this in the future, or at least let you know if I'm happy with the chest rig or not. Other than that, I don't recommend Peak design bags because of the zippers. I do not recommend the slings because for me they are not very comfortable. My back hurts, but you might not, so maybe the sling is a nice thing for you. I prefer backpacks. This backpack is the best so far from all backpacks I had. I had also Manfrotto backpack a long time ago. It was really crappy in terms of the breathability, the straps, everything was crappy about it. So I sold it, and the Peak Design backpack was definitely not the peak of designs, I'd say. Other than that, I'm really happy with the Sachtler Doctor bag. I'm really happy with the Pelis. Whenever I travel by car, I know that my gear is well protected in the trunk. So the Pelis are really nice. I'm kind of confident about the Sachtler too, but it's not a hard shell, so it is more prone to damage. I kind of like all three of the Peak Design cubes. So this is small cube, the first iteration. Now you have extra small, small, medium, large, and extra large. And I have first iteration, so it is small. The medium is in the Sachtler here. So it is basically 2 times bigger, and the large one is in the Peli case. So actually you can have each of them. You can put into the Peli small and medium, and you would be fine too. Not sure about the extra large because the extra large is the new line of the cubes, so I don't have them. So I think these are all my bags. Whenever I travel from home to studio, I usually use the Sachtler. I usually use the Sachtler Doctor bag and or this backpack. It depends how much gear I have. So I guess that's it. I will try to use my new chest rig and this other Osprey to see if they are any good. My only concern about this Osprey is the laptop pocket, and I'm not sure what I'm able to put here if I buy some Micro Four Thirds wildlife setup. If I buy 100 to 300, I would be probably able to put it here with the body, which might be nice, but I'm kind of leaning towards 100 to 400, so probably won't be able to use it as a wildlife bag. But if the chest rig is any good, maybe I would get a bigger one. So these are all my bags. Definitely I use this one the most. This Alpaca Travel Slick 2 liters. I think I would put the name on the on the screen because I don't know, maybe the name is somewhere here. No, it's keep moving forward, made in China. So as for China, it is nice. Not sure what are the zippers, if there are YKK or not, but they've been abused last 6+ months, and it's then the test of time so far, but let's see how long this will last. Definitely hardcore materials, like a really tough nylon, so that I hope will work for a long time, because I like buying things once and never replace them. So I hope that will last for a long time, but maybe there are already some stitches stretched, I don't know, but so far so good. So I hope that's helpful, especially if you travel out by plane or by car. Some of these bags might be useful. I have the slings because I bought it a long time ago, influenced by some YouTube people, and I'm not really happy about them. But if I travel somewhere, like to another city or to another country by plane, and we are doing short trips, like 2-hour trips, and then we go to eat something and stuff like that, then these slings are quite okay. Like we've been on Fuerteventura lately, and the slings were okay because there were no like 2-hour plus walks. Maybe once we have a walk like that, so then it is fine for me. But whenever I have to walk longer with a bag, I prefer the backpack, and maybe now I prefer the chest rig. I don't know. Now after standing here for 2 hours, my back already hurts a bit, so that's that. So I hope that's helpful. I will try to link some of these bags in the description below as affiliate links. All the bags were bought with my own money. I've been influenced a bit on some of the models by YouTube people, but basically the opinions are based on how I use them and when I use them and how I travel with them and how happy I am with each and every one of them. So that's it, and cheers, mate!